Alright, and jumping into this game. Tokyo Ghoul spawning at 12. Highland, huge map with Persian. Persian, a great civ for Highland. The hunt bonus. So good. He does not have any close elephants, but he has these two patches of gazelle to lure to his town center. Now, Kwang'an and Zungni both spawned close to 3 o'clock on the map. Kwang'an spawning as Egypt. Egypt a decent civ here. The chariot health is really good in the Bronze Age, and they have access to the tool unit roster, so it's okay. They can basically fight in Tool Age effectively. They don't have any real bonuses to economy, but they're there, you know. No bonuses to economy in Tool Age, that is. They have the gold bonus, but that doesn't really matter in this series, really. I doubt we'll see anyone mining gold this game. Maybe. Now Zuni is Palmy. Palmy is an interesting civ. The villagers being that higher health, no, having that +1 armor, higher cost, and being more effective across the board is just really impactful. Their villagers essentially, they kind of just have like more value to them. So when in rushes, killing one Palmyville is really impactful. You know, 50% more impactful than killing any other type of vill, you know, because the cost, if you consider the cost of a villager, 75 food for a vill, very expensive, and it can delay your tool time if you are not careful with your food income. Now, Zungni will be luring his gazelle. We've been seeing him do it this time. His gazelle are not up against a wall, so he will be able to get that clean lure. Now, Octu has Assyrian. Assyrian, a very strong civ for Highland. One of the favorite civs, in fact. The villager bonus with the speed gets it's a really nice. It's just a really nice eco bonus. It's one of those kind of silent but still heard eco bonuses because you feel it. You know, your timings are all just a little bit quicker with Assyrian. Now, Octu luring his gazelle as well. There's a nice wood line here. Assyrian with those chariots as well. He could be looking to bronze, but if I have to guess, I'm going to assume we're going to get the same sort of pattern that we've been getting. So my prediction is that we will see, once again, Tokyo Ghoul going for the Axe Rush, while Octu goes for the Slingers. Oh, okay, that's different. So Octu cannot make Slingers, so maybe the Persian player will have to go Slingers, and Octu might need to be going for the Axe Rush. Or are they going to give up their typical strategy? Because Assyrian is very good in bronze, in early bronze too. Those chariots are extremely effective. Now, Palmy player has access to this elephant here. Give him that nice boost of food. He missed one of his gazelle, looks like. It's at 2 health. Looks like he tried to lure that. Interesting. This is interesting. So already moving forward with a builder, in fact. Okay, no, so he's not building anything. He's just exploring with a builder. Maybe looking to find that damage. Now, Tokyo Ghoul's map is pretty clean. Walling this cuts off a large section of the map, and I'm sure he'll find that eventually. But he has yet to discover that. Now, here we have the Assyrian player moving out on the map. He did find another patch of berries. He'll probably be building a granary there pretty soon, as his food is pretty low. He has this elephant to lure. These lions kind of blocking the way. These gazelle have already been scattered by that elephant, it looks like. Another elephant up here. These gazelle and elephant down here. The food location is extremely important on Highland. Palmy getting a great town center. This is beautiful to look at. Although moving away all the villas off the elephant, letting it decay. He's got a lot on these gazelle though. They'll probably move over in short order. He finally found that other gazelle. We'll be pushing that and getting that nicely. Very nice. Now, 3 villagers on wood, or 4 villagers on wood for Palmy is like 5 villagers on wood for anyone else. So this is kind of a high wood count this early. Maybe looking to get slingers, because you need that extra wood for the market and the upgrades. Although it doesn't cost wood to do the slinger upgrade, like the market and the 2 or 3 barracks. It's a lot of wood, and the houses and the farms for food income. Need a lot of wood. But he's moving out to here to get these berries. Yes, and the granary taken by Octu. And my puppy is sad. been a long tournament, I know. Okay, sorry. I'll stop talking to my dog now, and we will pay attention to the game at hand. Now, Hong An has a nice storage pit back here. So we've taken a look at the players. The Civ matchup is interesting. So Zuni is Poly. If we're gonna think about them getting to Bronze Age, now this is a lot of villagers on wood. Hold on, what is he doing? He's getting the barracks up. Maybe he really thinks he needs to farm here, but he's leaving that elephant. So he must have clicked, letting the elephant decay. The OCD in me is saying, no. Don't let that happen. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Should they get to bronze, which it doesn't look like they will, very quickly. Hold on, what are the Vil counts? Okay, yeah, Zuni is already up to Tool. Okay, Zuni's the only one fighting early rush, doing an early rush. Everyone else going maybe for bronze this game. This could be really a total game changer, and that's probably because Aktu is a Syrian, so he cannot transition into slingers. It looks like he will be bronzing, and with Zuni building at home, he's probably going to be doing slingers at home, right? Oh, stable up. Oh, he's also clicking bronze. Everyone's bronzing. This is a completely different game from what we've seen before. Everyone is going to be going right to bronze. Did they agree to this or something? Like, they've been rushing every game. In the previous game, they all rushed. Zuni doing a 17 Vil. Bronze? Going for the gold, so he's going to be going camels. Oh, this is so exciting. This is exciting. So camels against Assyrian chariot archers. Oh, I'm very happy about this. I've been casting a lot of these games, and they're all tool wars. Market and stable for the Persians, so Persian camels as well, and Egyptian chariot archers. That's what this is going to boil down to. We're going to have chariot archers and camels on each side at the start of the game. It looks like they're playing D3KT settings, where they're not allowed to build walls, or no wall, no tower, no rush. It's one of the Vietnamese settings, but we don't really practice that on DE here. It's not really a setting that we go to, because the game is different with the walkable farms. Not allowing walls is a big game changer, because previously you could wall with your farms, but not being able to do that in DE means that you kind of really need walls if you want to make anything safe. So the scout coming out for the Persian player very early will find where his opponent's ranges are. Will he get any damage in? He doesn't have the upgrades just yet, but he's probably clicked them already. No defense upgrade. He cannot take this fight against those villagers. The defense upgrade is much more important for the scout and early tool units when fighting, especially even cavalry. Much more effective, as it lets you just take so many hits. +2 armor means that villagers do 1 damage per hit. Without it, they do a lot. You saw they did 15 damage with just 3 villagers so quickly. He doesn't have the defense upgrade. The scout's gonna go down. Oh my gosh. So now Assyrian player Aktu moving out across the map, and the scout from Zuni doing some damage here. Poking, saying hi, getting the information. The scouts typically can get kills on isolated villagers, but if the villagers group up, the scout can get caught and die, and that's never worth it. The first camels coming out for the Palmy player. Palmy get extremely fast time. Jeez, he must have been like 12:30, 12:45. I'm sorry I missed how fast that bronze time was. But Palmy, once again, those villagers, 17 Vil Palmy, bronze time of 13 minutes. So camels out on the map, getting the information, going towards the ranges. He found a bunch of these isolated villagers. Still no defense upgrade, but just one villager alone will not stand a chance against that scout. Now the Palmy scout has the information now of Tokyo's base, so the chariot archer civs have the disadvantage of having to upgrade the wheel, and this is that advantage coming into play. The camels extremely fast into the map. 14 minutes, and these camels getting so much damage. I mean, this is enough damage to be a GG right there. He's gonna cut off this entire wood line. This camel's gonna win. This camel is now in that wood line. Locked in there, it looks like. Unless it's open. Wow. That is brutal for Octu to deal with. Although, it looks like he did have the villager advantage. Yeah, so the priest at home, defending against any Persian camels that come. You wall them in with your wood line, and the priest can just convert any camels that threaten your base. Now, this is important because the counter to the priest is the chariot archer. So this is typically what you see is these chariot archers attacking. And when they're on the outside of a wood line, the priests are very ineffective, as I think chariots do 4 times as much damage to priests. So they hit them, I think it's 2 times as much damage, right? So they hit it in like 3 arrows from an Assyrian chariot, just kill a priest. It's kind of brutal. And they take like 4 times as long to convert, 3 times as long to convert, I forget. It's some ridiculous number. Chariots are so strong against priests, but camels are super vulnerable to the priests. And here come the camels right across, right into the hands. The conversion coming through. He got, what did he convert? He converted 1 camel, 2 camels. 2 camels on the map, and the priest will go down, but the cost value is so in favor of the conversion. Conversion's extremely cost effective. And because they're so quick against the camels, and another conversion will come out, right? Yep, he gets another convert. That's so much gold. It's a huge swing. So priests are expensive. But when you get the conversion, it's basically like getting 2 camels, because your opponent loses a camel, and you get a camel. So the gold cost and the food cost actually balances out to being worth it. It's an extremely effective trade. Now, the camels at home for Tokyo will be enough to repel the attack. These chariot archers do not have any armor upgrades. And it looks like, yes, with the conversions, the Palmy player, Zungni, will be able to defend for now. Tokyo Ghoul and Octu have the score lead, but I'm not sure it's not a huge score lead. It's only a few points. That could just be down to like most army or most exploration. Do we see any government centers on the map yet? Government centers are critical in Bronze Age fights, as that's when you can really start booming. You get that second town center up. That's a really important part of playing the Bronze Age like this. The early Bronze Age comes down to, when do you start sacrificing army production for more villager production? And usually the answer is you go as long as possible, but you also want the town centers as soon as possible, because booming at this point becomes really important. This huge house wall from Kwang'an will defend. These chariots in the back, but these Palmy camels will just shred these chariots, even with +2 armor. The priest proving to be a very effective defense for Zungni. Getting those conversions. Now, Octu has been kind of wrecked, but he's building back up at home, and he's Assyrian chariot archers. So the way the matchup works with camels versus chariot archers is, initially, the camels, A, come out much quicker, because you can make them as soon as you hit bronze, and B, they're a really strong counter unit to chariots, but inevitably, chariots are ranged. So if you can amass enough chariots, you'll be able to eventually, with enough chariots, fight any number of camels and win. I mean, any number, within reason. Like, basically at like 40-ish chariots, 30-ish chariots, to like 30-ish camels, you can dance and fight, and the camels just cannot approach. As long as you have good micro from both players. That still leaves windows for the camels to outplay the chariots. But here we're seeing the 3 ranges from Octu and 3 ranges from Kwang'an. So they seem to be doing a very similar build order. They actually, Octu and Kwang'an actually have identical scores. Now Zungni taking the score lead, as he was able to fight off all the chariots at home, and he is Palmy, so his villagers are much more effective. Let's see the vill counts. I want to see this timeline now. Kwang'an and Octu both at 29 and 26. Zungni still at 17, all in on the camels. Tokyo Ghoul, however, up to 25. That is what he had to bronze. This bronze time, still really quick. Don't be fooled by this timeline for purple. Purple's timeline is still fine. Palmyville's more effective, less pop. Now, these camels are out and doing even more damage. But this, yeah, so here's the thing. These chariots now just shoot, especially Assyrian chariots shooting way faster. These camels will go down to these chariots. But this is a huge push from Kwang'an, and similar story here. These camels just can't do anything at this point, right? He doesn't have enough camels. He doesn't have enough upgrades. Does anybody have a government center? We could be seeing one from Kwang'an pretty soon, but not yet. No government centers yet. Now, this is the fight here. Yes, in the resignation. So, Kwang'an and Zumi take game number 6. Oh boy, guys. We got game 7. We got a game 7. Yeah, so the big story there was that one camel got in and killed like 8 vills from Aktu, and he was unable to produce nearly as many chariots as his opponent, Kwang'an. What a close match. It was still kind of close. It looks really one-sided, but really interesting that everyone agreed to rush there, like, suddenly, you know? The previous match on Highland was everyone was in Tool Age the whole game. And the first person to bronze wins, but this is completely different. 12 and a half, like 12 minutes, 20 seconds for Palmy, for Zumni. That's an incredible time, and he got right in on Aktu's woodline, and look at Aktu's timeline. He hits bronze, and then it's a really big drop in pop. Kills going for Zumni, 41 to 20. Huge game for Zumni.